Welcome to another episode of Class Haven Farms. So what do we got going on today? Well, today is chicken processing day, and we're using the VEVOR ATV cart with a little makeshift canopy on top to bring our broilers up to our processing area. So stay tuned, check some of these VEVOR products that we're using today to help us process our meat chickens to put in our freezer. So if this is your first time here at the channel, welcome. My name is Andy and this is Class Haven Farms. So if you've been following me, you know that we raise our own chickens for meat. And this is our chicken tractor that we use. And a couple weeks ago, I did a video, which I'll link up here at the top, of this VEVOR electric netting that goes all the way around our chicken tractor to keep them safe from ground predators. I will say that thing worked perfect. I did not have any more issues once I put the fence up around this chicken tractor. The other thing that we're going to use here is our VEVOR ATV cart. Now, I will link that video that I did up here at the top when I first got this thing. I was originally going to build kind of sides and all that stuff to it, and I really got thinking about it and looking at it, and instead of complicating this, what I thought about was, well, hey, if I just take a big box that I have and I can peel this up like this, these Corners Cross tricks, when they're at 8 weeks old, are not going to fit through any of these holes on this cart. So I really don't have to worry about them getting out and escaping. The other thing is I take the flooring out that it gives you, and that way when they poop, this all goes through this expanded metal down at the bottom. I don't have to worry about chicken manure and all that. So it's a way for me to get these guys from here all the way up to the other side of the house so that I can get them processed. So I'll go ahead and get some of these guys loaded up, and I'll put you guys on a time lapse while I do that. So there you go, there's 11 of them. I'll just go ahead and put this strap on this back section here so they can't pop out. And again, all I did is I just took 3 bungee straps, hooked them onto the expanded metal on the side, and just attached them to the other side. So there's 11 in there. I've already done 10. So these are our last 11. Let's go ahead and take this thing up to the processing area. I'm not going to show you the part of the killing cone, only because I don't want to get unmonetized for this video or cause any issues. So where I'm at right now is getting ready to put this bird into the scalding pot. So the scalding pot I like to have at about 140, 150 degrees. Actually, I take that back. 145 to 150 degrees. Right now it's sitting at 148, so that's perfect. And I'll set my stopwatch for 1 minute, and we will dip this bird into this. Now, this scalding pot for me is just a crab cooker that I actually used yesterday for me and the kids, because yesterday was Father's Day. As some of you know, I tend to process my chickens on Father's Day, but because I had the kids and they wanted to do some stuff with their dad for Father's Day, we ended up going to the bowling alley, and then I got some crabs for us to cook here at the house. So this scalding pot here is actually a crab cooker, and like everything that I have, everything has to have more than one purpose. So use it for crabs, and today I'm using it for scalding our birds. Now I will say I did some turkeys in July. Or I'm sorry, I have some baby turkeys coming in July, but I processed some turkeys last November, and this scalding pot was barely big enough. So I think I'm going to have to get a bigger one. I'm also going to have to get a bigger hugging cone or killing cone for the turkeys, as opposed to what I have for chickens. All right, so that's 1 minute. So we'll go ahead and pull this out, and then I'll move you guys over here to the VEVOR chicken plucker. Now, if this is your first time seeing this, I'll link a video up here at the top for this product. See if I can get it a little closer so you can watch it in action. All right, so let's go ahead and get the plucker going. All right. Still got a couple little feathers here that I can pluck off, but for the most part, that is a nice skin bird. So we'll go ahead and get this one set up here on the table. And what I've been doing is I run a second one before I start processing this one. And again, we want our temperature about 145 to 150. And we are at 148. So let's go ahead and drop this in for a minute. I'll set my timer for 1 minute. And as we wait for this bird to be ready to put in the plucker, all of these products from VEVOR, if you check the description, there will be a link for all these products. So there's 3 products that I'm showcasing here. Obviously the ATV trailer, which you guys saw me bring the birds up in, the chicken plucker, which we just used and we're about to use again, and then the 65 quart cooler that they have. That's almost like those really high dollar fancy ones, but it's only $200. And I'm actually using that as my last cooler before they go in the ice box. So anytime you do processed chickens, you want to take it from cold to colder to coldest before you put them in the freezer. So that 65 quart VEVOR cooler is what I'm using to chill them before they go in the ice box. All right, so that's 1 minute. Let's go ahead and get this plucker going. Sorry, I knocked my tripod over trying to turn this thing off. But here is the finished product. Nice skin bird. Now ready for processing. So I'm not going to go over the whole processing thing, only because, again, I don't want to get unmonetized or make somebody angry and then they complain about my YouTube channel. But as I'm getting everything set up for me to process these 2 birds, I will say these products from VEVOR are definitely a lot cheaper than some of the, I guess you could say, American-made products. And I've had some people in the past give me a hard time about that. Oh, you're using all that Chinese junk. And well, here's the thing, man, I can't afford the big fancy high dollar American equipment. Basically everything I have here to process my birds, which is what we use for meat for me and the kids, pretty much is well under $1,000. I wouldn't be able to do that if I went out and bought top of the line made in America stuff. And to tell you the truth, if I was doing 2,000 birds a year or something, maybe that's a different story. But I'm just a guy doing this in his backyard on his homestead, trying to know where my food comes from. So if you like this kind of stuff, make sure that you leave a like, comment down below, and most of all, make sure you subscribe. Again, if you're interested in any of these products that I showcased here, you can check the description. The chicken plucker is there, the 65 quart cooler, and actually here I'll show you guys that because I don't think I showed you that yet. But this is the cooler here. Like I said, it's like one of those big high dollar fancy ones, but it's done really, really well. So of course I got my hearts, my gizzards, my liver, feet, and here's just some of the finished birds in here. So again, if you like this kind of stuff, follow us along, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.